As he slowly opened his eyes, he felt disoriented and confused by his unfamiliar surroundings. But his confusion quickly turned to shock as he realized he was emitting a beastly growl instead of his own voice. A female disciple approached, asking the red-robed girl what was going on. The girl explained that the mysterious beast they had caught earlier had gone crazy. He couldn't believe what had just happened. He remembered playing a game at home, but now he was in an unknown place and in an unfamiliar body. Was he dead and reincarnated into a different world? As he pondered this, a beautiful girl approached him. Suddenly, he heard a ding and a system notification, host detected, preparing for activation. He was surprised and confused, not understanding what was happening. A screen appeared in front of him, prompting him to select a host. Upon seeing the child profile, he realized it was the same girl who was outside the cage. He focused his attention on the profile, and a status window for the girl appeared as if by magic. The girl's name was Bong Yang, and seeing the familiar status screen from the Fate chess game came as a shock to him. It could only mean that he had reincarnated into the game he played earlier. The voice prompted him to choose a partner, warning of self-destruction mode if he failed. As a system now, the beast knew he had to accept the truth and choose a partner, but he didn't know how to proceed. Bong Yang turned to leave, and the voice warned that self-destruction mode would activate if she left the requirement area. The countdown began, and the beast's soul was filled with terror. He needed to act fast to avoid disappearing. With desperation in his voice, he called out to the pretty girl outside the cage, begging her to come back. The girl turned around and asked who was speaking to her, and the beast revealed itself as the one talking. The girl approached the cage and was surprised to hear the beast speaking human language. The beast then praised the girl, stating that she was a genius and perfect for cultivation, and that their meeting must be fate. He then promised to give her a blessing. Excitedly, the girl thought that the beast might offer her some legendary skill books or items in exchange for saving him. However, her trust was shattered when the beast's true nature was revealed to her. She stated that his kind had been deceitful and untrustworthy for many years, and that her senior wanted to use him as an ingredient. She was sorry, but she couldn't risk his wrath if something went wrong. The beast was terrified at the mention of being used as an ingredient and thought that he might die soon. The girl felt pity for the beast and gifted him a bottle of intensive poison, which she had prepared for herself. She apologized to the beast and left him alone in the cage. Just when the beast thought that it was the end for him and that the self-destruct mode would activate, he heard the voice once again. The voice detected that the host was leaving and the self-destruction mode would activate, but something unexpected happened. The beast was surprised to see the poison bottle he had acquired in the game appear in front of him. Meanwhile, the girl wore a sad expression, and an arrogant-looking man approached and shouted at her. The girl, named Bong Yang, was taken aback by the manager's sudden appearance. He demanded to know why she didn't accompany Senior Lai when he asked her to yesterday. She attempted to explain that she had other obligations, but he cut her off mid-sentence and slapped her, accusing her of insubordination. The manager boasted that Senior Lai was a top disciple and that Bong Yang should be proud to accompany him. She retorted that Senior Lai wanted to use her as a mere tool to warm his bed and then dispose of her as an ingredient to further his cultivation. The manager was taken aback and asked how she knew the truth. The manager's perverted gaze lingered on her body as he spoke, saying that being an outer disciple meant she was powerless and only useful for pleasing Senior Lai in bed. The girl pushed his hand away as he tried to touch her and asserted her own pride, demanding that he respect her boundaries. But the manager's anger only grew, and he struck her again. This time, the girl managed to block the blow with her arms, but was still forced back a few steps. The manager sneered, mocking her lack of ability and daring to talk back to him. Feeling helpless, the girl decided to give the bottle of poison she had prepared for herself to the small beast. But the manager just laughed, saying that Senior Lai always got what he wanted and that the girl was nothing more than a dog to him. If she obeyed, she would avoid torture, but if not, she would suffer even more. He attacked her again, this time with more force, intending to knock her out. The girl found herself unable to block the fast-moving hand and felt helpless until a calm voice spoke to her from the left side, instructing her to move 2 steps forward and dodge. Though surprised, she followed the instructions instinctively and avoided the blow. The manager grew angry and claimed it was a fluke, preparing to strike again. Once more, the voice guided her movements, telling her to bend over, move ahead, and step forward. She continued to dodge the manager's attacks until she finally cornered him. The manager was shocked at the level of skill displayed by the girl, and she too wondered how she had become so adept just by following the mysterious voice's instructions. The manager became flustered and accused the girl of having some powerful figure backing her up, given her sudden improvement in combat skills. The girl calmly told him to stop and forget about the matter. However, the manager refused and warned her that even if he backed off, Senior Lai would not. He left as the girl was left alone. Wondering who had helped her, she called out to her savior and asked them to reveal themselves. Suddenly, a familiar voice spoke to her, calling her a pretty girl and asking if she had forgotten them already. It was the same beast she had encountered earlier, now out of its cage and shining brightly. The girl was taken aback when she saw the beast emerge from its cage, claiming that it had consumed the medicine she had given it, causing it to glow with a golden light. However, her confusion was short-lived as she suddenly felt a sharp pain, realizing that the so-called medicine was actually poison. She couldn't make sense of what was happening.